Today we're going to paint us some Oreo cookies. And what you see here is the initial sketch I made in burnt sienna. And I'm also rubbing out the paint at the most light areas of the picture. So then you already have some values to start with. Now I'll show you the colors I'm using for this painting. I have there ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, burnt umber, burnt sienna, tiny bit of yellow ochre, just to have it on there, and titanium white. I like to start with the darkest parts. So here is a mixture of burnt umber and ultramarine blue. Just blocking in the rough shapes. I'm squeezing my eyes to not get lost in any detail and just putting some first indications on there. It's all about bringing some balance between light and dark. And I'm not only using that one mixture, no, I'm using variations. I made several mixtures to begin with. A dark one, a medium dark one, and a quite light one. So this is just me playing around with those initial colors. And I'm keeping it rough here. And I'm not fully closing that background because I want to get some of that texture in there. And by no means this is a detailed drawing, but it's indications of what could be Oreo cookies, if you'd recognize them. You see that I'm also playing with the lighter values in here. I'm keeping it loose, and that doesn't mean that I'm just going randomly all over the place, but I think before I put my brush down. But I'm playing with the shapes I see and keeping it quite messy in this stage. This cookie in the foreground can drag a little bit more attention. It's closer to us. So in my brown mixtures, I'm also adding some burnt sienna. It's a very nice, warm, dark red, brownish tone, but it can get some attention going over there. So you see slight subtle differences in the colors you use. Can make a difference. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I'm a big fan of sketching with a grid method. The grid method to me is no more than just a few dots on the intersection points, and I'm just erasing them here on the outer banks because I don't want them to muddy up my paint, which I'm gonna put over there. For these darkest shadows, I want to have them really connect with the cookies itself. So this is actually the darkest mixture I have, with predominantly ultramarine blue and then a bit of burnt umber. Creates this very near black, beautiful color. For the background, I want to have a very vibrant, bright blue. So you'll see actually that the colors on the camera, they will be a bit disrupted. And this blue is a very hard blue to capture on camera. But the funny thing is it will actually mess around with how you might perceive the rest of the video. The colors are not that accurate anymore because it's so bright. But in reality, I really like how it turned out. Just please be aware of the color shift you might see happening. I'm using a big flat brush to get in these general shapes and just filling it all up. And here we go with the small brush again, getting the little details in there because these cookies have a nice little edge to them. So I'm putting them in gently here as well. I also continue refining some shapes here and there. And what I also do is adding a little bit of blue into the lighter mixtures, There's a bit of that reflective feel in the lighter areas of the cookie. You see this slight bluish tone in there. I like that, playing around with colors. And that same very light value I use here on the white of the cream, and I'm rubbing it out so it's very thinly on there. So that's a very lean paint. Remember we wiped it off first, the paint, the burnt sienna underpainting, and now we're just scumbling on some light paint as well. Here you see that the color suddenly shifted. That's because I had a little break and I came back, and the camera really had a difficulty with this blue background, as you can see. What I'm adding here is titanium white onto the white parts of the cream, of course. Next to that, there's some further detailing of the cream, but also the cookies itself. It's basically the finishing touches we're putting on. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this video. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to drop a comment below. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you're interested in seeing full painting sessions, which are some varying between 1 hour and 2 hours, head over to my YouTube channel where you find full narrated demos as well. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and of course, happy painting!